Hey all you Minnesota Skinnies, this is Conman 101 and welcome to the very first matchup in this greatest of all time MLB players bracket that I am starting up. As I said before, I'm very excited about this series. It's going to go on for quite a long time because I'm going to have 32 players that are in this bracket, so it's actually going to go on for quite a while. I'm not going to do obviously all these videos all at once, but I might have 2 out of the 3 videos I do every week might be this, maybe even 1, because I want this series to maybe last all summer if I can. But in order to do that, I obviously have to make a lot more videos than I have been making lately. Again, I'm really sorry for that. I feel like I keep apologizing for that, but it's just getting really hard with the marching band season to consistently make a lot of videos. But that will definitely get a lot, my summers will get a lot less busy in mid-July once that ends. But even so, this is way too few uploads. I've only done 2 uploads, I think, 3 actually, all summer, which is really sad because it's almost the end of June. So I'm going to be making a lot more videos. I'm going to be putting up a lot of videos from this series. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is a very tough matchup to start things off. I did a kind of a random generator for all of the matchups, and I'll get you the bracket maybe next video because I have the bracket set up, but I don't have it here to show you, so I will show that later. But this is, again, a very, very difficult first choice. So is Mickey Mantle going up against Barry Bonds? 2 very instrumental factors on teams, and I noticed with all of these players that I am evaluating in this bracket, all of these players were like the catalyst that sparked some big World Series run or something like that. So before I kind of describe these players, I'll just go over the stats because that's kind of the most important thing up to this point. So let's look at Mickey Mantle. So we've got 8,102 at-bats, 1,676 runs, 2,415 hits, a batting average of .298, which I feel like is actually really good, because you see for the season, you see like players with 350 batting average and you think, oh, 298 isn't amazing. But to keep that consistently throughout your entire career, I mean, you slow down at the very end, and I mean, you gotta admit, players at the end of their career aren't as good as they were in their prime. So to maintain a 298 batting average throughout your entire career is very impressive. 536 home runs, 1,509 runs batted in, and 153 stolen bases. His on-base percentage is .421, which is outstanding. I mean, that's astonishing that you can keep that through your entire career, as I said before. And then, okay, so that's it for the stats for Mickey Mantle. Now let's move on to the stats for Barry Bonds here. So we have 9,847 at-bats. That is a lot more. Well, I guess not that more, but 1,000 more at-bats than Mickey Mantle. That's a lot. That must mean that Mickey Mantle might have been a DH for a lot of the time. Let's take a look at this run, 2,227, and that is a lot more than Mickey Mantle had. Mickey Mantle had 1,600. And Barry Bonds had 2,200. That's a lot more. And then we have 2,935 hits compared to Mickey Mantle's 2,415 hits. And then he has the exact same batting average, .298. And then the big difference here is the home runs, because Barry Bonds has 762 home runs in his entire career, and that is more than 200 more home runs than Mickey Mantle had. Mickey Mantle was even known for a slugger who can hit a lot of home runs. Does Barry Bonds still have the home run record? I'm actually going to look that up really quick. So yeah, I actually did look it up, and Barry Bonds has the record out of the whole MLB, all of MLB history, with the most home runs. Again, I said he had 762. That is 7 more than Hank Aaron. Let's look at Albert Pujols. He has 602. And then Mickey Mantle is actually 18th out of all the players in history still, even though Barry Bonds has so much more. So even though both stats are impressive, Barry Bonds has a lot more home runs than Mickey Mantle does. Another stat is 1,996 runs batted in compared to 1,509, which is actually a lot more than Mickey Mantle as well, and he has a on-base percentage of .444, which is just a little bit more than Mickey Mantle. So as far as actual stats that are in the record books, Barry Bonds definitely has the upper hand in this matchup, but let's do just a little more digging just to see what the difference is between these two players. Okay, so I actually have an official article from the National Baseball Hall of Fame, so credit to them for this information. But just so you know, Mickey Mantle was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, but that doesn't take anything away from Barry Bonds because he has not been inducted yet, but he is expected to. So the fact that Mickey Mantle is in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, but Barry Bonds isn't, doesn't mean anything because Barry Bonds just retired about 10 years ago, I think, maybe a little more than 10 years ago. And so it's going to take a little longer for him to be inducted into the National Hall of Fame. But here's an actual article for Mickey Mantle from the National Baseball Hall of Fame. So he was referred to by a lot of people as a superstar who never acted like one. So he was really humble, and he never bragged about how good he was, which is actually a very admirable quality because that never happens anymore. There's always a player who at least at some point brags about their playing ability. An iconic baseball player with immense talent, his drive and love for the game pushed him past the injuries that plagued him and into the record books. So he actually did have a lot of injuries that he had to fight through. He had, what is that, osteomyelitis after being kicked in the shin, playing youth football, and he had that disease for a long time, throughout his life actually, and it took most of the speed that he had early in his career, but it actually did keep him going, and he was eventually able to win. Okay, so let's keep going. From 1953 to 1955, he averaged 28 home runs, 98 RBI, 118 runs per season. That's actually really impressive. He batted over 300 in 2 of his 3 years. He led the American League in 1954 with 129 runs, and he topped the AL in 1955 with 37 home runs and a .431 on-base percentage. He won in 1956. He won the AL Triple Crown, batting .353 with 52 home runs and 130 RBI, and won the first 2 consecutive MVP awards. He also led the Yankees to their 6th pennant in 7 seasons with the team. So all those 27 pennants that the Yankees won, Mickey Mantle had a lot to do with that. 52 home runs in a season one year. That is so impressive. That's a very impressive resume for Mickey Mantle. Let's move on to a bio from Barry Bonds. So this is actually from the official Barry Bonds website. So all of these sources I'm getting this from are credible, but again, credit to Barry Bonds official BarryBonds.com official Barry Bonds website. So he played 22 seasons in the Major League with Pittsburgh Pirates and San Francisco. He was drafted by the Pirates actually, but he spent most of his career with the San Francisco Giants. He received 7 National League MVP awards and 14 All-Star selections, and is considered to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time, obviously because I'm putting him in this bracket. So 7 National League MVP awards is really impressive. To get that many MVP awards, that's the best player in the whole league, the whole National League, for 7 years of his 22 seasons. That is very impressive. Bonds was regarded as an exceptional hitter and finished his regular season career with a very high on-base percentage and isolated power. He holds many MLB hitting records, including most career home runs, like I said before, most home runs in a single season, and most career walks. He ranked 2nd in career wins, above replacement among all major league position players by both Fangraphs and BaseballReference.com. Bonds is behind only Babe Ruth. So most career wins in all of MLB history, and obviously he played a very instrumental part in all of those wins. So another very impressive resume for Barry Bonds. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention the position. So Barry Bonds played left field, and Mickey Mantle was mostly a center fielder, but he also played first base. So, and now comes to the decision. So decisions like this are very difficult because both of these players played in very different eras where not necessarily different rules were in place, but there were different players, there were different kinds of pitchers, their home runs. It's difficult to make them comparable because there might have been different pitchers, different pitching styles back when Mickey Mantle was hitting compared to when Barry Bonds was hitting. But both of these players are very comparable in their actual success with the team because Mickey Mantle won a lot of pennants and Barry Bonds had the most career wins out of any team. I'm not sure if he won any World Series or not, but he must have won at least one with his impressive resume. So as far as wins and success with a team, they're very similar. And so in this case, the actual success of the players are so similar that I have to go down to stats. And for that reason, I'm going to have to go with Barry Bonds with this one. Mickey Mantle was an amazing player for the Yankees, and there's no Minnesota Twins against Yankees bias there, but Barry Bonds just takes the edge just a little bit because of all the home runs he got, all of the RBI he got. His stats are just so stacked. They're just so impressive because he set so many records. So Barry Bonds moves on in the bracket. So that wraps up the bracket video for today. I'm very excited to keep this series going. I'll let you know what the bracket actually is. I might have a whiteboard over here. I might write the actual bracket on there for you guys to check out. As of right now, I'm sorry I don't have it, but I do have it somewhere on my phone, so I will retrieve that for you guys. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video of the top greatest players of all time. I'm going to continue with this bracket series, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please follow my Instagram _conman101, and also follow my fantasy football Instagram _fantasyfootballfreak for some fantasy football stuff. Thank you guys again, and I will see you on the flip side.